Hey guys, how are you? It's Isaac from uFlyp, and in this video I wanted to go over the product detail page in a lot more detail. So let's dive right in. Now, as you may know, the product detail page is the page that you see up here on screen. It's the page that you get taken to when you scan in a product using any one of the scanning modes, whether it's 1x1 scan, rapid scan, or continuous scan. Once you scan in that product, the app's going to take you to this page where you can view all the details associated to that product. So let's start at the top of this page and work our way down. I'm going to go over a lot of the features and functionalities that are available to you within this page, so you have a really good idea of how to utilize all those features to your advantage in finding new products. All right, so you'll notice that across the top here, there are 3 icons. Really, there are 4 icons, but this last icon just opens up the left side navigation. And these 3 icons, what they do is they actually open up the camera so that you can scan a particular product using the various scanning modes. So this first one here is continuous scan. The second one here is 1x1 scan. And the third one here is rapid scan. So if you tap in any one of those, it'll open up the camera and it'll allow you to scan a product that you have in front of you using your phone's camera. Now, the next item down here is the search field. And within this field, you can type in a UPC or you can type in an ASIN, press the search button, and the app will allow you to do a manual search for any product within the Amazon catalog. So I'm just going to click done there and remove that keyboard. And moving down from here is the product images. Now you'll notice that I said images and not just image because we know that one of the main features of the uFlyp app is its ability to pull up more than one image, and the ability to not only pull up more than one image, but to pull up a fairly large image, so that you guys will have the ability to kind of zip through those and make sure that the product that you're sourcing actually matches the product that's within the Amazon catalog. All right, so moving down here, the other things that the app lists is the brand, the title, and the star ratings, right? Inclusive of the review count and the number of stars that that product has. But actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up here to the title. And one of the things that you'll notice if you tap on the title is that the app will actually open up the Amazon product page where you can go directly to that product and look at all the details associated to that particular product. So I'm just going to click the black back button there. And then we just talked about the review count. It'll list the category that the product is in. And then just below that, it'll list a lot of the information associated to the calculator. So for instance, what it's doing here, you'll notice that it says sales price $8.99. So the net profit that you see here on the right-hand side is actually taking that $8.99 price and removing the FBA fees to come up with the net profit here. Now, if you wanted to change the sales price, the only thing you need to do is to come down here to the grid where it has all the sellers listed, and you tap on any one of those other prices, and you'll notice that the net profit up here along with the sales price over here update instantly. There's no waiting for the profit to update. It'll calculate it instantly for you on the fly. All right, so let's move it back up here. All right, so let's focus our attention over here where it has, like I mentioned, the sales price, the buy cost, the fees, the ROI, the sales tax, the shipping, the discount, and the other cost. Now, what you could do is you can actually tap on any one of those items here or the net profit that's listed up here, and it will open up the profit calculator where you can actually go in and edit a lot of this information. Actually, you can edit all the information. The only one that you can't edit is the Amazon fees, of course, because that is calculated based on what Amazon wants to charge us. So for instance, if I update the sales price to $12, let's say I want to try to sell this for $12, I can do that there, and you'll notice that the net profit down here, the FBA net profit, gets updated automatically. And you can go through and you can actually modify any of this information. So if you want to say, okay, this one's going to cost us 50 cents to send in, you can put that price in there. if you want to try to calculate what other costs you have associated to this product would be and add that into the calculation, you can do that as well. For instance, if you want to calculate the cost of a poly bag or taping or the prepping fees or anything like that, you can go ahead and add that in there. I'm just going to put in 50 cents here. I'm going to put in 50 cents just as an example and click done. And you notice that as I am putting in more values in here, it automatically updates the net profit. And you'll notice that the ROI is actually 0. And that's because in order for the app to calculate what the net profit would be, or the ROI would be, I should say, you have to put in a buy cost. So for instance, let's say I can source this for $1, which would be phenomenal. So I source this for $1. You'll notice that right now, if I source this for $1, my ROI would be 492% on this particular product. So moving down here, you can put in the sales tax. Let's say your sales tax is 7.5%, and you can get a gift card that would be 5%. It would do that entire math for you and figure out what your final net profit would be, along with what the ROI is for that particular product. All right, so it's a really powerful calculator. It allows you to put in a lot of different values to kind of really zone in on what it is that you're going to make once you sell that item. So I definitely encourage you guys to spend more time in there and kind of playing around with some of the options. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the little back button here. And you'll notice that when I did that, you'll notice that the sales price actually sticks, right? So when I went into the calculator here, I put in $12. But when I went back, it actually kept those $12. And you'll notice that this used to be orange. When I tapped on it, it turned orange. It means that that's the price that it's being used to calculate that net profit. But right now it's not orange, it's this dark blue color here, which means that right now it's calculating it based on that $12 manual sales price that I typed in there. But if I ever wanted to go back to that $8.99 price, I just tap on it and it automatically updates that sales price using all of the calculations that I manually typed into the calculator there to figure out what your net profit would be. Again, a really powerful feature available within the uFlyp app. All right, so moving on down, this grid here provides the current rank for that particular product, the 90-day average rank of that product, and the number of sellers within that listing. All right, so moving down here, this is the grid that provides all the sales prices that are available on that particular listing. Now, MF stands for Merchant Fulfilled. FBA is Fulfilled by Amazon. And you'll notice that there are two buttons down here. If you're selling used products, you can actually tap on any one of those used buttons and it'll automatically and instantly pull up those columns so that you can see what any particular seller is selling that item for, used or used FBA. I don't usually sell used items, so I usually have those columns disabled just so that it condenses the amount of information that is on the screen and keeps me zoned in on just sourcing new products. All right, so one thing you'll notice here is that within that $8.99 price, there is a little A here. That means that Amazon is the seller on this particular item. You can confirm that by scrolling to the right here, and you notice that the seller is Amazon. And the next one down here, that the FBA seller is trying to sell this for $12.33, and that seller is the seller here. Now, one of the newest features that we're adding into the app, which actually isn't released as of the recording of this video, but will be released probably when you watch this video, is the stock quantity. You'll notice that it currently has a little dash in here, and that means that basically the app hasn't gone out to try to collect what the stock value is. What you would do is you tap on this little button that says check stock, and the app will go and run that search to see what stock value this particular FBA seller has in stock, so that you have a really good understanding of how many units would need to sell in order for you to sell your unit if you were to want to sell this product on that particular listing. Now, the one thing to remember is that we actually don't check stock for Amazon because there is currently no way to identify what Amazon's stock value is with accuracy. So we just automatically put a little dash in here if Amazon is on the listing and we know that they are selling that item. The other thing that we'll do is if somebody is back ordered on a particular item, it'll have a little check mark here next to that seller name. And because again, it's unreliable to figure out how many units a particular seller has on back ordered, we'll actually put a little dash just like you see here on the stock value as well. But overall, if there is a product that you are sourcing and there are 10 sellers here, the app will go out and identify what the stock value is for any one of those sellers, as long as they're not back ordered and as long as they're not Amazon. So that's a really powerful feature that is only available within the uFlyp app that we know of at this point. All right, so moving down here, there is the 90-day Keepa chart. And this Keepa chart is available to you directly within the app. You don't need to click on anything in order to take a look at this Keepa chart. You don't need to sign in anywhere. It'll automatically pull in this Keepa chart so that you can take a look at it at a glance. Now, if you did want to take a look at more details associated with Keepa, the only thing you would need to do is to tap on that particular Keepa chart there, and it'll go out and automatically pull up that Keepa information within the Keepa website. Now you will notice that you do need to log in order to get any more information on the Keepa website. And that's just part of their terms. We can't control that right now. But as long as you do log in, you're able to look at the sales rank history, the number of sellers, the offer count, things like that, directly within the uFlyp app. So I'm just going to click the back button there. And then let's move down here a little further. You'll notice that it also lists the ASIN, and seemingly that's not really important. But the one thing that you'll notice is that if you tap on that, it'll actually copy that ASIN to your clipboard. So just in case you wanted to copy it and putting it into the Amazon seller app, you don't have to retype it or anything like that. You can just copy it, paste it in there, and it'll automatically you'll automatically be able to paste that ASIN directly into any other either app or web browser or anything like that. Now the last thing down here at the bottom that stays kind of sticky here at the bottom are 5 buttons. The first one is eBay. So what this will do is it'll take the title of this particular product and open up eBay within the browser and do a search for that particular product. The second one here is Camel, which is a pretty powerful tool that also lists sales rank history information. If you tap on that, it'll open up the Camel website. The middle one here is Keepa, which will do the same thing as tapping on the Keepa chart here. The fourth one here will open up, I'm going to tap on here, it will open up the offer listings page that lists the sellers within that listing and the price that they have it available for, which could be kind of handy. And then this last one here, which I'm not going to tap because it'll open up my account, will allow you to check restrictions on that particular ASIN. So if you tap it, it will ask you to log into your Amazon Seller Central account. And then once you do that, it'll go in and automatically put in the ASIN that you're viewing here into the Add a Product page within Seller Central so that you can see if you are restricted in that particular product. And then lastly, the other feature that's available to you is this little icon here. If you ever need to get a hold of myself or any other team member here at uFlyp, you just tap that little icon here, and it's an in-app chat feature, which will go directly to us, and we'll be able to respond to you guys as soon as possible. All right, so that is the product detail page. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. If you have any questions about the product detail page, or if you'd like to see a feature, definitely reach out to us and let us know. Maybe we'll even include it in our next release. All right, thanks guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll chat with you guys soon.